Our last resource we're going to look at today is our Mackin VIA ebook collection. Now, this is relatively new within the last few years in our district. It is a collection of about 500 or so ebooks and audiobooks. And what's really great about Mackin is that it doesn't just include picture books, it includes some chapter books as well. So one of the most difficult things about getting to the Mackin VIA collection is just accessing it and logging in. It uses the Clever system, which can be great sometimes for students if they have that printed out badge, but I know can sometimes be challenging, especially for younger students. So I'm going to show you a couple ways to access our Mackin collection. We actually have an app available in the teacher resources that you can download. So you'll see it's already in there. It says Mackin VIA and it's got this sort of rainbow pinwheel. So if you add that to your iPad, once you click on it, it's going to take you to this sign-in screen. So the first step is actually to search for the school name. The user ID and password will actually go away since we use that single sign-on, but first you need to find your school name. So I will say all 7 elementary schools have access to the same collection, so it doesn't really matter what school name you type in, but I'm going to go ahead and if I type in Bel Air, you can see that it'll come with some suggestions, and one of the first ones is Bel Air Elementary, Carlisle Area School District. So just make sure you're clicking on the one that says Carlisle Area School District. So once you click on that, notice the username and password went away. Now it just has a single login button. And this will take you to Clever. So obviously this is where students could scan their badge. I'm going to go ahead and log in, however. So once you log in, I'll do that quick. Once you log in, it will take you to the Mackin VIA homepage. So you can see here, the way it's sorted out is it has newest here and then highest rated, top resources. But over here on the left, you can see all resources, categories, and then you can see ebooks or audiobooks. So I'm gonna click on audiobooks. You can see we have 40 audiobooks currently available, and these are going to be chapter books. So unlike an ebook, which I'll show you in a minute, can be read aloud, this is like an audiobook you would check out from your public library. If I click on Because of Winn-Dixie, if I click Listen Now, it's not going to have the words there for students to follow along with.
Listening Library presents
audio.
Because of Winn-Dixie by Kate D. For Tracy.
Introduction. This is Ann Patchett. She was working in a book warehouse, picking books and filling orders, and because her shift started at 7 in the morning, she set her alarm.
Again, that audio being read aloud. Again, there's not much to look at. It is simply an audio book. So I'm going to close out of that one. If I go into the ebooks, however, you can see there's over 500 of them. And when I click on Open Now for an ebook, this is going to have the actual text that you and students can follow along with. So again, pretty traditional ebook format. You can sort of page through. If it has illustrations, you can see that there. When I click on play,
Leroy Ninker worked at the Bijou Drive-In Theater.
you can
in
see that one
stand.
sounds very
It was Leroy's
computery,
job
not a lot
to
of
pour
cadence
drinks
there.
and butter
Some of them have a
popcorn
lot
and
of different
smile a very
voices to
large
choose
smile.
from. So let's
Applicants
hear what Bubbles sounds like. Oh goodness, actual Bubbles.
At the concession
one.
stand,
There we
Leroy
go.
Ninker said,
So there's
"Thank you
different
very
voices you can choose from on some of the different books. Again, or you can just have students read the actual text. If I close out of there, you can also toggle between this list view and sort of a cover view. So for that, you can see which titles we have multiple copies of. There are also some really nice filter options over here, in addition to a search box to search for a specific title. If, for example, you're only looking for chapter books, you can filter by number of pages and then slide this toggle up. Say maybe you want a 200 or so book or more. 200 or more pages, and you can see different options there. Or the opposite, you can limit that and make it only picture books. You can also do, if I click more, this is going to take me, I can only view fiction books or only view nonfiction books. So if I'm looking for a nonfiction ebook, you can see 143 of those. This does go by Dewey Decimal numbers, so our graphic novels are shelved in the nonfiction section because of their Dewey numbers. So you will see potentially some fictional graphic novels in here with nonfiction, but in general, these are going to be all our nonfiction titles. You can also search by category. So this, you can see different categories. There, in fact, is a graphic novel category, classics, general fiction. You can books about animals. So again, that'll include fiction and nonfiction titles with some sort of animal character. So again, this is continuing to grow. If you have a specific title that you would like to add to this collection, we've taken some requests in years past, especially for audiobooks. Just let the librarian at your school know, and we can look into them. Some of them are more cost effective than others. Some of them, for example, expire. Some of them have unlimited use per title. So we can look into it. But if you have a suggestion that you would like to add for maybe a small group instruction or an intervention group, something like that, you can let us know, and we can look into that and hopefully add that to our ebook collection as well. So this is the app. I do want to show you, especially for students, if you don't want to have them take the time to download the app, I do want to show you how to get there from our library catalog page. Now this can vary based on your school. So at my two schools, Bel Air and Hamilton, I'll click on Bel Air for example. On my home page, you can see, you'll see a link to Mackin VIA, just the actual rainbow pinwheel icon, as well as if you scroll down a bit. So there's that Mackin VIA icon there. If you scroll down a bit, it'll actually have a section of eBooks where you can see all to kind of browse before you mess with the whole Mackin system. You can just look at them here in our catalog. If you see one that you would like to look at, then you would click on it, click view more details. And then again, this is actually going to try to make you log into the Destiny collection, which is an easy to do thing. It's a single sign-on with your district login, but again, that can be kind of an extra step. So I would recommend once you see a book you like, just clicking on that Mackin VIA pinwheel, which will take you back to that direct sign-in, one sign-in there. So that's for Bel Air and Hamilton. If I type in Crestview and Letort with Miss Justice, those are also going to have an icon right at the top. There it is. It's that rainbow pinwheel again, Mackin VIA. She also has a section down below where you can browse for ebooks. So that would be if you are at Crestview or Letort, you could find that option there. Let me go through here. If you are at North Dickinson, if you click on that, your home screen looks like this. You will also see that pinwheel option. Once it loads, there it is. You will see that pinwheel option on your home screen there, Mackin VIA. This layout's a little bit different. It doesn't have that ebook browse on the home screen, but again, you can click directly there and that'll take you to that login as well. And then finally, if you are at Moreland or Mount Holly, that one, Mrs. Letteber hasn't added that to the home screen yet, but you can also get to it just a little bit extra step. If you click on catalog to actually look in the library collection, you'll see down here it says material type. So if you click on that, you'll see one of the options is electronic book or ebook. So if I click that, and then I can just click any of these buttons like keyword, and that will take me into the collection as well. And then I'm just going to click that open button, and that'll open up Mackin VIA as well. So lots of different options. You can honestly just type in mackinvia.com if you are not wanting to mess with any of those links, and just type in Mackin VIA, MACKINVIA.com, and that'll take you here as well. So again, honestly, one of the most frustrating and challenging things about the collection is just getting there because there's all these different login steps, all these different access points. But again, my opinion, the simplest thing is just to download that app, which is available on that teacher resource page, the app that we all have. You just look for Mackin VIA and download that, and then you don't have to log in each time. So that would be my recommendation. But again, lots of different options as well.